So I thought today I would do things a little differently. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I normally draw a tarot card or do myself a tarot spread every morning. But I thought recently that I would try a different form of divination. So the divination forms that I normally use are tarot, obviously. I like to read tea leaves. I also like to use scrying mirrors and pendulums. But one of the methods of divination that I've been really interested in recently is crystal divination. So for today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do myself a general read in the same way that you would do yourself a general read for tarot. So I've got past, present, future up there, and then I've also got current obstacles, advice, love issues, money issues, health issues, and subconscious issues. So you could think of this, I guess, a little bit like a Celtic cross tarot spread. So what I'm going to do is just take some stones out of the bag. I'm going to hold them and visualise my question and what it is that I want answering. So maybe I'll think about the upcoming month, just a general read for the upcoming month. If any stones don't land on the grid, then we don't include them because they haven't landed on the grid. So we're not going to include this. This one's landed kind of on health issues, and then we interpret the rest. So in my present position, I've got the natural howlite. In the future position, I've got a clear quartz. In the health issues, I've got my lapis lazuli. Then in the money issues, I've got a rose quartz. In the advice, I've got my grey banded agate. And then kind of halfway between money issues and advice, so this would be a linking stone for these two, essentially. And I've got a moonstone. So that's how they've fallen. I'll show you a close-up. This is the close-up, so I've got my lapis, the howlite, the quartz, the banded agate, the moonstone, and the rose quartz. So what I will do the same way as I would do for a tarot read is I will take out my journal, my divination journal, and I will write this read down and interpret it on paper so that I can go back to it and read it and memorise the meanings that way. And then what I'll do for the next however many days is I will do exactly this and keep drawing stones, casting lots, and seeing what comes up, learn how to interpret the stones in terms of my reading. And then what I will do is remove the grid, and I'll start to read the stones without a grid and just cast lots and see how that goes, but continue to write in my divination journal and go from there. So that's crystal divination. If you'd like more information, if you'd like me to do an entirely separate video on crystal divination and give you all the ways that you can interpret them, all the ways that you can cast them, and essentially do every method in one video, then I can do. You just need to let me know in the comments. But that's the basics of crystal divination. So have a go, because it's fun and pretty.
And I can go back to school, and I can find something else that I'm supposed to do, because I left to do that in 6 years, and I don't do it anymore.
Why?
Why what?
Why don't you want to do it?
Because they think it's
You're a baby.
I'm not a baby,
You
I'm
are.
trying to grow up.
You're crying like a baby.
Oh my god.
You have an audition tomorrow at 5:30. I'll be out front at 8 a.m.
So I just went shopping. I went to Poundland and I went to Home Bargains, and I just got a bit of a witchy haul. I just thought I would show you what I got. I got a bag of tea lights. I think these were £1.50, so there's 25 in there and they each last 8 hours. I got some patchouli incense sticks. I also got this navy and gold candle, which I thought would be really cute for a spell of some sort. I'm not sure what yet, but I'm sure I'll find a use for it. This was 50p. I also got some dragon's blood incense, some sandalwood incense, so these were both £1 each. I also got a bag of church incense. As you can see, it was £2.99, but this is loose resin incense, which I think that's a really good price for loose resin incense. I also got a Yankee candle. It's called Trick or Treat, so it smells really good. This is my little witchy haul, just to kind of show you that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get witchy bits from the shop. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably about £10 for all this. So yeah, that's my little shopping haul. So in my last video I had a little bonfire on my wedding anniversary, and I was going through the ash pile to sweep it all together. This is the ash pile, and I found this. It's a piece of melted glass, and I thought I would show everyone because this is an example of something that you can use in magic that's totally free. So this is, I don't know what this came from, it probably came from a photo frame or something, but yeah, so I'm going to use this on my altar as a representation of the element of fire, because the amount of energy that's required to melt a piece of glass like this is insane. I think it needs to go up to like 1,000 degrees, so I thought I'd share. There you go, isn't it beautiful? So I recently finished off a bottle of cleansing spray. I make this regularly and then use it around my house, around my room, on anything that can be cleansed with water. You can also use it on yourself, and the way I make it, it's also really heavily scented, so it works as a room deodorizer as well. So since I ran out, I thought I would just make a video and share my recipe with everyone. So essentially what you'll need is a spray bottle. This is just, I think it was 99 pence. It's like a hair sprayer thing. I don't know. I know that hairdressers use them anyway. You'll also need some salt. I'm just using British cooking salt because it does the job and it's really cheap. You also need some vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar really, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar. You could even use malt vinegar if you really wanted to, but I'm using this apple cider vinegar because this is what I use in food, because it's really good for you. So you'll also need some lemon juice. So the salt, the vinegar and the lemon juice are all essentially preservatives to stop what you put in it from going bad. So instead of only lasting 2 to 3 days, it can last up to 2 weeks or so. And then the other bits and pieces that I use in my spray is lavender. So I'll use quite a lot of lavender to give it that kind of heady lavender floral scent. I'll also use some orange peels. So this is just from some oranges, like this one. It's just a standard nectarine orange, but all I do is when I eat them I just leave the peels to dry. Again, it's just another free and easy way of making. You could just use this with the liquids and the salt, and that would make a really nice room spray. Then I'll also use some rosemary. So this is just standard kitchen quality rosemary from your local supermarket. And then I'll also use some sage. So this is what I've grown and harvested from my garden. So it's homegrown and I know where it's coming from. Fail. Ow.
Refreshing people, I hate it.